Morning Mathletes, Module 11, Dividing Fraction Word Problems. Okay, special note. When solving word problems that include dividing fractions, the amount that you are starting with, that you are dividing up or chopping up, must be written first. And the other fraction goes second. Then flip the second fraction and multiply. So whatever you start with, whatever you're breaking up, dividing up, goes first. Let's look at an example. Whoops. Kelly has a shelf that is 9/2 feet long, or 9/2 feet long, to display picture frames. If displaying each picture frame requires 3/4 feet, what is the number of picture frames Kelly can display on the shelf? So we started with 9.5 feet. Okay, you're not dividing up the picture frame to put on a shelf, you're dividing up the shelf to put picture frames. So we started with 9/2 divided by 3/4. Then flip the second fraction and multiply. And we know that in order to simplify 36/6, we divide. Therefore, Kelly can display 6 picture frames. Okay. A rectangular whiteboard has an area of 7/10 square inches, 7/10. The width is 1/3 inches. What is the length of the whiteboard in inches? Now you're going to have to recall the area formula for a square. Area equals length times width. That's an L, okay? So if the area equals length times width, and they tell us that the area is 7/10, they're looking for the length times 1/3. How do we solve for L? Just like if these were whole numbers, we divide 7/10 by 1/3. Once we have our division problem set up, we simply flip the second fraction and multiply. 7 times 3 is 21. 10 times 1 is 10. Okay? You will see these problems again. If you see this as an answer choice, mark it. If not, we need to change this improper fraction into a mixed number. Put the remainder over the original denominator. So the answer will either be 21/10 or 2/1/10. Courtney's Cupcakes needs to make 7 batches of cupcakes before opening in 4 hours. Each batch of cupcakes takes 2/3 of an hour to bake. How many cupcake batches can Courtney make before they open? Okay, so we're not dividing up the batches, we're dividing up the hours. 4 hours divided by 2/3 of an hour each batch. Remember, if we're given a whole number, rewrite it as with a denominator of 1, flip the second fraction, and multiply. When we simplify, we know that Courtney can make 6 batches of cupcakes in 4 hours. Remember, the amount that you are starting with that is to be divided or chopped up must be written first, and the other fraction goes second. Okay, next page. And again, I'm going to say it 100 times. You will be seeing these again. You know you're allowed to use your cheat sheets. Some of you faced that consequence last test, so let's repair what we did wrong and learn from it and do better, okay? Sarah has a ribbon that is 7 feet long. How many 1/4 foot sections can she cut from the ribbon? So what is she starting with? What is she cutting up? The 7 feet of ribbon into 1/4 sections. Rewrite the whole number with the denominator of 1. Flip the second fraction and multiply. Okay? So would we answer 28 over 1? No, we would answer 28 sections because each whole number has a denominator of 1. 28 sections. A small book took 1/6 of a pack of paper to make. How many books could be made with 3 whole packs of paper? Okay, so are we dividing up 3 packs of paper or the 1/6 to make? We're dividing the 3 whole packs into 1/6 each book. Write 3 as a denominator of 3 with a denominator of 1. Flip the second and multiply. Again, 18 over 1 becomes 18. So you could make 18 books out of 3 packs of paper if one book took 1/6 of a pack. An aquarium had 2 tons of fish food. How many months would it take them to use it all if they used 1/3 of a ton each month? So what do they have? What are they starting with? 2 tons of fish food divided by 1/3 a ton each month. Rewrite with a denominator of 1, flip, and multiply. Therefore, it would take 6 months to use all of the fish food. Okay, at a restaurant, 3 people were at a table. When the waiter brought out 1/4 of a bowl of cheese dip, they split the bowl evenly. How much would each person get? Now, are we dividing up the people or are we dividing up the bowl of cheese dip? We're taking that 1/4 of a bowl and dividing it with 3 people. This might be something you see. If you only have a fraction of a pizza left and you and 2 friends wanted to share it, you could divide these fractions and determine how much of the pizza each person gets. Or, as in the example with the cheese dip, okay? We're dividing up the cheese dip. That's why we started with 1/4 here. So, because the whole number 3 has a denominator of 1, flip it and multiply. Do we ever do anything to this first fraction? No, we never flip the first fraction. So each person gets 1/12 of a bowl of cheese dip. Remember. The amount you are starting with that is to be divided up or chopped up must be written first, and the other fraction goes second. Great job, mathletes. Be sure to watch all of the videos in the souvenir shop. Let's head to the batting cages.